It's a busy year planned for Seymour driver Nick Anglace. In addition to chasing an SK Light Modified Championship at Stafford Speedway, Anglace is preparing to make his debut on the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Anglace is doing it all while representing the University of Connecticut on track and working hand in hand with the school's Formula SAE racing club.
If you asked me 5 years ago if I saw any of it happening, I'd tell you no. It's just a lot of great things in the works. You know, obviously carrying them on the car for year two. Starting off with a win in the duel was a great way to start the season and to tell everyone that we're coming for the championship this year and trying to make our mark. And then, you know, outside of Stafford, we're doing the Truck Series. So that's a very unique partnership that we're doing. And by having some of the engineers and the Formula SAE kids come and help out on the truck, you know, we're not doing it the conventional route, which would be spend a lot of money, get into a top tier truck. You know, we're investing in a team. We're, you know, having a stake in it where we're taking the truck, we're building it ourselves. We're using the UConn students as a way to get their activation for the sponsorship. Just a very unique partnership that you don't see a lot in today's world, and we're just very fortunate that they chose us to do it.
And where do things stand with that truck deal, and when do you plan on getting it on track?
Yeah, it's no secret. NASCAR has been, you could ask anybody, NASCAR has been updating the rules on a pretty much weekly basis as far as body templates and everything else. So currently it's down getting a body put on it so that everything can be legal when we get the truck. Hoping that the truck will be up here. I just got my Seymour motor about 2 weeks ago, so I posted that on Facebook to show everyone that it was legit. So I got that sitting in the shop right now, and you know, the truck should be up here within the next week and a half, and at that point start getting it put together. And the goal, I didn't originally know that I was approved to do road courses. You know, NASCAR gave me the approval to do some road course racing, and I think the goal for right now is Lime Rock, July 11th. Which makes sense with the UConn partnership and me being from the state of Connecticut. I think it's a really meaningful place to make your debut in the state that you live in and the state that your sponsor is based in. So I think that's our goal for right now, and we'll see what happens. I've never done a road course, so.
You mentioned the partnership with students at UConn, but just talk a little bit about that group. And that's a group that's primarily worked with kind of formula cars and college competitions. Is it fun to introduce them to this new style?
Yeah, I think they're more excited, you know, than I initially anticipated. You know, you don't really know what the engagement level is going to be, because a lot of people see it. What we do here is just driving in circles, and you know, there's a lot of people that are against racing in general, say it's too easy or whatever it may be. But you know, everyone in the Formula SAE program, they're excited to have this opportunity. You know, it's everything. It's people that are good with marketing. It's, you know, graphic designers. It's the engineers. You know, there's engine tuners. It's the whole aspect, and you know, we have all that here on a weekly basis. So the opportunity to bring them to Stafford and to the Truck Series and just have them involved in what we're doing, you know, it's a dream come true for us. It's a dream come true for them. You know, a lot of them are fans of NASCAR and they follow along. You know, I'm getting emails. They're all excited to get involved and they're eager. And it's like, hey, we just gotta wait till the truck gets here. You know, we're kind of at a standstill right now with that whole thing, but. You know, a lot of the stuff with the NASCAR stuff is just out of our hands. Lastly,
beyond the racetrack last year, you kind of got yourself introduced to the marketing aspect of a partnership like you have with UConn, and that meant going to events and kind of mingling with people at sporting events and that sort of thing. How cool was that, and what kind of different element was that to be able to do that?
Yeah, that's kind of like, that was a dream in itself too. You know, they started selling our t-shirts at the events, and we had a lot of t-shirt sales and sweatshirts, and you know, it was really good for our business aspect of things. And just going and interacting with the UConn fans was something that, you know, we had at some of the games, we had a line of 30 or 40 people that would sit there and they're waiting 15, 20 minutes in this line to go and take a picture with, you know, me, the UConn car, sit in it, and just, you know, it was a lot of the kids were excited to, you know, see a race car up close for the first time. And it's just something I didn't really expect. You know, it's something we talked about with UConn, and it was an activation opportunity that was discussed, and we all were kind of like, yeah, it'll be cool. But I don't think any of us expected the response that we got, and it was just overall, it was really positive for everybody involved.